Yo, let's go through this track. Yeah, usual breakdown. I figured I'd show you a few things. And before we get started, the sample pack, all the samples from this, stems and everything are available to Patreon members. I'm starting that up. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I figure I'd try it out. So you get some samples, you get some things. I figure out what else kind of reward stuff I could do later on. But if you have any suggestions, let me know. Figure all the tracks that I like use for background but I never post or put out. I could put some of those out. Samples are always good. So any suggestions, leave in the comments. Also, I think I'm gonna try breaking this one up into parts instead of one long 40-minute video. If we just skip through, it's just gonna have like one part drums, bass, everything, so you can just pick and choose what you want to listen to. Let me know you like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you haven't heard it, this is what it sounds like. Available now everywhere. Spotify, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Cool. Yeah, that's basically it. And then drops in and out. You can listen to the rest. So let's go for the drums, which I wanted like a artificial intelligence, like Dawn Wall, Saddle, those kind of guys kind of feel, and I think I got it. But let's see. Then it kind of add more layers later on. Yeah, but that is basically the gist of it. So, as usual, let's go through their little piece, how they all fit together. If you watch the last track breakdown, you recognize the template and everything. It's the same for every track. It's how I start. So I have drums and a full bus, kicks by itself. You have a reverb just for the drums, percussion, bus group, all that. Yeah, I'll go into more detail as we go. So, kick. Pretty simple. I don't think it's like a sample pack. It is. So it's from London Electricity sample pack, I think. Yeah, just like the free sample. It's like Loop Masters or something. It's just like the little free pack they give you instead of buying the whole thing. I think I got it off like the Future Music magazine, like CD, long time ago. Yeah, basic kick pattern, and it's pretty simple throughout. I didn't do a lot of drum work on this other than layering. Snare, that's where it gets a little few layers going on. So all together, it's kind of like that. It's kind of clappy, kind of snary. Again, from a London Electricity sample pack, and that's just like a top layer, I guess. Then next layer, yep, more of a snare. Another one. Yeah, all together. I don't know. I'm just never really satisfied with this, but I kind of just got over it, I think. Because it still has a little bit to be desired, I think. And yeah, crushed a lot. So from all these layers to that. So you have an EQ, roll off low end, Camel Crusher, which is a great free plugin that's not, well, it's still available, but you have to like go through alternative means, let's say that, because it's not. Camel Audio closed down and like Apple acquired them, but they never re-released the plugin. Then there's a Transient Master, like I told you in the last one's my favorite. just to really tighten it up from, yeah, I have two of them. Yeah, just make it really tight. So from that, then the one, then the next one. Yep, just to tighten it up a little bit. Then, sorry, another EQ, just for like tonal balance. I think that's why there's so much going on. I probably could have did it simpler, but whatever. And then this is just so I could see what it looks like. I check the transients so I know to clamp them down a little bit so they don't mess with like the limiter and stuff later on. I think there's another EQ to, I think there's another balance thing later on in the mix. But together we got kick and snare. Simple enough. All right, all the technical crap. This is the shakers, the hardest part. Yep. If you haven't watched my last video about how to like layer and fill in like liquid breaks, the shakers and stuff, I basically do the same thing here. And it's a lot of same samples too. So go watch that if you haven't, if you'd like to. But yeah, we start off with a regular shaker. Again, they all have like kind of different swings, at least these two. Yeah, this one's clamped down a lot. The transient shaper has some just weird clicks and stuff I didn't want. I just wanted more of the feel and not like the accents and stuff. Then we have these two again. Yep, one's pitched down. They're the same EQing just to clean it up. Transient master, just to knock down the initial like clicks and stuff, but keep like the body of the shaking part, the shakers. Whatever. I think I had them panned at first, but I didn't. I wanted more mono drums because there's a lot more atmospheric stuff going around, which is a good thing. If you want like a lot of atmosphere and stuff going around, then you want to have some contrast with more center drums. And if you want to have wide drums, you might have something a little bit more centered, or you play with it, figure it out. How am I on time? Okay, we're good. Yeah. So this is one's pitched. One is at regular pitch. Yep. And then one's pitched down. 3 semitones. And that really gives it a bit more body. Yep. Then there's like this reverse thing, which came from the same loop that this like top snare came from. It like leads into the snare. Yep. Later on down the line, we have another shuffle. Yep. Probably from that same sample. And I think, yep, I'll always stick the other in there for good measure. At least part of the thing break, whether like the full shaker or like the little vocal parts. It's cool to have in there, and it really fills out things nicely. Yep. And then there's a ride, which has been like my go-to for my last few tracks. Oops, not the whole thing. All together. And then on this back half, when like the energy's up a lot higher, there's another break, which like a classic break. I think that it's the same break from my track Nights Fall, which is why it's called NF break. Yeah, Winslow Nights Fall break. Yeah, that'll be, I think I actually gave that away. But yeah, just hot, it's filtered instead of. And then, yeah, all the transients are cut down. So it's a little bit more washy, and it fits behind the kick and the snare. So all together, we have the drums. Again, I'll break all these up like I did the last one. Kick, snare, and then all the percussion and shakers together, or either separated a little bit for the sample pack or whatever. So percussion, same thing I usually do, really, really compress it. Because I just want like a wash behind the kick and the snare basically, and it's not too much. Because I'm not going for like a real drum kit sound like I do on a lot of other ones. Transient master again, just to tighten it up a little bit. EQ. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I'm backing off in just like the mid channel, just for maybe the vocal to pop through. Then there's a side chain for the kick come through a little bit, so yeah, just a tiny bit. And then there's another one for the snare to pop through. Yep. And then there's a pan to make it a bit more centered. So instead of like, if you can tell, if you're using headphones or something, a bit wider, it's a bit more centered, closed in. But yeah, that is the drums. Those are the drums. And oh yeah, same thing, compression. Not a whole lot. It's like slightly doing stuff. An EQ to open it up. It's just a preset. I like how this EQ sounds just for the preset. Adds a little bit of bottom, opens up the tops, I think. EQ for balance and some sibilance, I think. And a Pro L to knock out some of the transients. Just cut them a little bit, but not super limit the break. Yeah, just cuts those unnecessary transients from the snare and everything else. Then the sausage fattener, because why not? Nothing too technical there. It's like at 5% or something. And then this is just to visualize it, so I could see how everything was fitting together and like the transients, because that helps. That helps when you're like putting an overall compressor on the mix when you're like trying to do like your final master, pre-master, whatever. And cutting down those transients really helps fit everything together. So that is the drums.